And good morning at 7:04 on this Thursday, May 23rd. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody, and welcome here on a Thursday morning. A little bit of liquid sunshine, we sometimes refer to it. But anyway, going to be a tremendous Thursday, and we're glad to have you. We're on the air each Thursday morning at this time for Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road. We've got Paul and Ronnie here this morning. Paul Tubbs, General Manager, good morning.
Good morning.
Ronnie Kelly in sales for 37 years. Is it 38 yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Halfway.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Well, how's it going?
Going good.
What's happening?
We got a lot going on. A lot of new inventory in. We got some new vehicles. This month we're we're selling vehicles at invoice. All of our new vehicles are invoice price. So if you got something, another thing Ford's got going on, a lot of good APR, low interest rates. So, I have a lot of people come in and say, well, I can get this or that at whatever bank, and then generally if we do something with Ford, it's always a lot better. Ford's got 60 months, zero interest on certain things. They've got low interest rates on several vehicles. So if you see something, you can go on our website, www.tonybatesford.com, look at it, and if you see something you like, come in, let us know. If it's not something's color, something like that. Right now, like I said last week, we're doing a lot of trading with other dealerships. It's gotten back to that. COVID kind of shut down the dealer trades, but now we've gotten back into that. So if we don't have what you need, just give us a shout and we can certainly find it.
Yeah. Well, the interest rate you're talking about there, I guess even with the increase in interest rates that we've seen in the last year or so, that makes even a bigger difference now.
Yeah, Ford Credit's done a really good job of having real low APRs and doing, they've gotten back to, we did at times there was rebates, and now they kind of during COVID again, it kind of went away, but now it's come back where you see people, there's certain things like you got private offers. I had a friend of mine come in the other day. We ran his information, put it in Ford's computer and ran it, and he had a $4,000 private offer, meaning when he bought a new vehicle, he got $4,000 off that, plus there was another couple $1,000 rebate, so he got a $6,000 off a new vehicle. And then he got a real good interest rate, so it made a great deal.
You love those, don't you, Ron?
Yes, especially on the F-150 on 2023's 1.9 for 72 months, and you get a certificate and plus a rebate. And if you go with a used vehicle, you're probably looking at 8-9%. Credit union, you get a little bit better.
Do you love that F-150 half as much as he does?
I do. I'm driving one. Mr. Bates is lucky enough to give me a vehicle to drive. So right now I'm driving an F-150. I drive them a lot. They're actually the best vehicle to travel in. I told somebody, if you got a tonneau cover where you can put stuff in the back, say you're going to a baseball tournament or something like that, you got a lot of room. But the F-150 has as much cab room as, Angela's got an Expedition, and that actually the F-150's got more room in the back seat for the kids and all that than it does in an Expedition, so it's a great vehicle.
Great selling point in it, right?
Yes, and we do have a great selection of used vehicles, and very popular Broncos, very popular, and we got about 11 used, and we got several new. So we got a great selection of used vehicles, and not only just Broncos, but one thing about we got a selection of different brands of all cars. So we got a great selection.
Well, you're still doing whatever it takes to keep somebody on the road. I know I had to go pick up Billy Goodman the other day when he had a little problem with his, and it's I have learned to negotiate entering and leaving, and it's so easy, really. You go in at the first entrance, go around the back, go out the other one, and you're on Franklin Road and ready to go home.
Yeah, that's one thing. Whenever we started building this new facility, Tony and myself kind of sat down and looked at it, and I met with some people, and we looked at the other facilities. Like we went to Hunt Ford in Franklin, Kentucky, and they built their dealership facing the interstate, and I was talking to Tony. I actually took pictures and sent it, and I said, I think that would be a great look, is to have it where it faces the interstate, where you're not driving by the interstate and you're seeing a bunch of cars in the back of a service department. So we decided to make the dealership face the interstate, and I think that was a great decision because, when you pull in from Franklin Road, it kind of looks like the front, because we did take the actual front entrance from the 1673 and put it on the back of the Franklin Road entrance because we owned that stuff, so we wanted it to look like a double front, but the actual entrance to the service department is on the interstate side, so that's kind of neat, and I think it looks a lot better like that.
Well, if you need a car, truck, anything to travel, Ronnie's going to take care of you, or one of the other salespeople that's there. I'll brag on you because you're here every Thursday.
Yes, sir. That's a great thing. But we got a great, friendly sales staff that we can talk with anyone.
And I know that Paul wants to talk a little bit about oil changes, tires, and batteries.
Yeah, our pickup and delivery services really took off. We're doing a great job with that. Shelley's got people. We've got 5 people now. That department's grown. We actually had a meeting with Ford the other day, and so if there's something that you need done to your vehicle, don't feel like you have to bring it if you're working or something like that. You can call us and we'll come get it, and we can do the $39.95 oil changer. We do the works, which is an oil change and a tire rotation for $59.95. We got rebates on tires up to $100. Meter beat anybody's price, and then of course our batteries $179.95 installed with a 3-year warranty and free replacement. If you'll give us a call, 615-444-8221, and holler at us, we'll certainly come get your vehicle, service it, and bring it right back to you.
Well, doesn't get much better than that. Y'all have a great
Okay, thank you.
What about Memorial Day?
Sales is open, service is closed.
Right. All right. That's quick and very good. See you next Thursday.
Thank you.
Okay. Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road. They're the dealer to trade for anything that don't eat. All right. This morning, here at about 10 minutes after the hour, I have Sandy Anderson with us, and Sandy Anderson is in charge of the Adult Learning Center. And good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman. Thanks for having us.
Well, it is nice to see you, and you got a big event coming up tonight, and it's my fault that I didn't have you out here a little bit sooner, but you sent me the information a month or 6 weeks ago, and I set it aside, and then I forgot about it, to be honest, and thought about it earlier this week, and I said, hey, I've got a slot Thursday. I know your graduation's Thursday night, but it's yours if you want it. So you are here, and it's nice to see you.
Well, thank you for the invite. It certainly is a pleasure to be here, and we are so proud to talk about our graduation tonight. It's going to be at 7 p.m., Fairview Church here in Lebanon, 1660 Leeville Pike. We hope that you could come and join us. It's going to be a great night.
Well, you've had it there for a number of years, and
yes,
I have
sir.
attended it. I was a pretty regular attendee for a number of years there, and it's really a special graduation, and especially for those people who have gone back and got their, what do we call it, the high school equivalency?
That's perfect. You got it.
To get that, and so many times with difficult circumstances that they had to go through, they sort of dropped through the crack, but they persevered and they came back, and they've got that high school equivalency, and so it means something to them to have a graduation ceremony and walk across that stage and get that piece of paper.
It does. It really means the world to all of our students, and tonight's not going to be an exception. We have a lot of great stories that we're going to talk about tonight at graduation. Our students are amazing. They have overcome so much to be there, and each one has a story. As Carissa shared with us yesterday at our Wilson County Jail graduation, we had that yesterday, that our motto is that every one of our students has a story, and it's different, and we love each one of our students.
Well, now, you took this over a few years ago, and time flies. How long have you actually been what's your title, by the way?
I'm the coordinator for Wilson County Schools.
How
Yes,
long
sir.
you been coordinator?
I've been the coordinator I've been with the school system about 15 years, but yes, sir, I took over when Miss Betty Bird retired. It could have been 4 or 5 years. It's in 2020, I believe.
Okay.
So.
All right. So probably 4 years ago.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I don't know. You're right. Time is really flies.
Well, you have a couple of people with you this morning.
I do.
You want to do the introduction here?
Yes, thank you for letting me share that with you. With me today is Miss Tracy Moore. She's our student coordinator. Tracy is the person that you're going to first talk to when you call. And then she enjoys getting to know all of our students as they come for orientation. Miss Tracy makes them feel welcome, and it's very successful at easing their fears as they start on their journey. So she's the first person they're going to talk to.
Well, Tracy, we welcome you to the program.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
And how did this come about that you got to do what you're doing?
Well, I feel very blessed to be in the position that I'm in. I worked in the medical and dental field for many, many years, and Just decided, actually, after the retirement of one of my doctors, that I wanted to do something different. So met with Miss Betty Bird and Miss Sandy Anderson, and the rest is history, and I'm thankful to be here.
You enjoy what you're doing?
Absolutely.
I guess it's somewhat rewarding. It's got to be the role that you play there in helping people get that high school equivalency.
It is. It's an amazing place to be. You feel like you're truly making a difference, and we're so thankful for tonight to be able to celebrate with our students. It's a special night, and I encourage anyone to come and join us.
Approximately how many people will be graduating?
Tonight we have about 65, I believe. We have almost 100 graduates. I believe we're at 98. We were hoping to get to 100 before graduation. We'll certainly surpass 100 before the end of the school year, but we're really excited that everyone's going to join us tonight.
All right, and it's going to be at Fairview Church,
Yes,
Legal
sir.
Pike, and what time?
7 p.m.
7 o'clock. And you probably need to get there a little bit early because the place is usually about full.
It's going to be packed tonight.
All right. Okay, we have another person here. Do we need to wait till after the break, or is now okay? Go ahead, introduce the other person here.
Miss Carissa Henderson has been teaching for the past 25 years, and she was even the assistant principal for Trousdale County. But at the Adult Learning Center, she is our fast-track high-set teacher, and she also teaches in the Wilson County Jail. And as a matter of fact, we had our graduation ceremony yesterday, and it was an amazing event, and I'm going to let her share that with you.
Right. Okay, well, good morning and welcome
Good morning.
to our program.
Thank you for having
and
me.
Now, you see what time it is. It's time, about a minute past time, for us to take a break. So we'll hold your comments till we come back. But now it's time for a break on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Absolute Kubota. They have a deal designed to keep you ahead of schedule. Check out the world's #1 selling compact excavator plus 0% financing. It's going on now until the end of the year. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's pretty busy now. We would expect this time of the morning on 24 westbound, coming out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, passing 840. All this traffic making its way up through the Antioch area. Also building pretty good on Vietnam Vets westbound at Conference Drive as it starts to load up with more volume there in Hendersonville as you head towards Nashville. It's busy but moving through Wilson County, Mount Juliet area on 40 going west. Now that's only going to get busier in a few minutes on 40 west towards Hermitage. Princess Hot Chicken has new items on that brand new menu. Check them all out today at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hey, this is Paul with Bates Ford, and I got some exciting news for you. Bates Ford's moved into our new location at 1780 Franklin Road. That's right, Bates Ford's at 1780 Franklin Road, just off Hartman Drive and Interstate 40. We've got a much larger selection of vehicles to choose from, a state-of-the-art double-sized service department. So come see us at 1780 Franklin Road. That's Bates Ford, 615-444-8221. Bates Ford, the dealer will trade for anything that don't eat.
Are you facing a challenging time that you need help navigating? Well, look no further than your local law firm of Kane & Crowell. At the offices of Kane & Crowell, our team of experienced attorneys is here to guide you through every step of the process. With a proven track record of success and a commitment to our clients and our community, look no further than the team at Kane & Crowell to fight for your rights and provide representation you deserve. 615-784-4800.
We continue here on this Thursday morning. We're talking the Adult Learning Center this morning, and Sandy Anderson here, the director, and we have Tracy Moore we talked with a little bit. We're going to talk with Carissa Henderson now. And you're from Trousdale County.
Yes, sir.
How did you get here?
It's a crazy story, really. I had Sandy's children in Trousdale County schools. After I was there for, 15 years, I decided that I was going to go to Sumner County. Stayed there for a couple years, and Sandy called me one day, and she said, "We need you." Yeah. So I thought about it, I prayed about it, and for about a year, she kept calling me. And after a year, I was like,
isn't she?
"Yo, yes, absolutely she is. She gets what she wants." So I came to Adult Learning Center, and she said, you're going to love working with our students. And then she said, but there's one little thing that I need you to do, and I need you to work at the jail. And I was terrified the first time. But she walked me through the process, and it's been great ever since. I really think that it was really what I was supposed to do all along. Yeah.
All right, what actually do you do at the jail? Describe how your situation is, if you will.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, they're learning, but it's a different setting, and
it is,
and it's something new for you. Was
yes. So the first part of my day, I teach at our school, 8 to 12, do our first set of classes in our school setting. Then about lunch, I'll drive up to the jail. They'll walk me in through booking. I have a corrections officer that brings me back to the classroom. The guards bring the students into the classroom. They leave, and then they watch.
The guards leave.
The guards leave.
Yeah.
So it's me and the students.
Uh-huh.
Now, the first time it was a little alarming, because all the prejudices you have about people with tattoos on their face, and it's scary. You're locked in this room with, but they're so not like the way I perceive them to be. I mean, they're really. If I felt like there was any danger, they're outside of the jail. I feel completely protected in the jail with the guys that I have in the class, or the women that I have in the class. But I'm watched the whole time I have class. There's somebody watching. We have class just like we would in the classroom in the daytime setting or on campus. Mm-hmm. So we have books, we learn, we have instruction, we have dry erase boards, markers, they have pencils, all the things that we would have outside the classroom setting, we have in the jail setting. Mm-hmm. They follow the same curriculum that we have during the morning. They follow the same curriculum. They have the same testing. We have somebody that comes into the jail to give them the test because they don't leave the jail to take the test. Mm-hmm. So the high set test, they have someone come in, proctor the test, give it to them. And when they pass, this year was the first year that they could have graduation. So it was a big deal for them. We had 16 graduates this year, and 10 of them.
Did y'all say that was last night?
Yes, yesterday. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
And so we had 16 graduate this year, 10 who are still incarcerated. So we had a graduation ceremony for the 10. We're very fortunate to have Mr. Luttrell there from the school system. Judge Barry Tatum was there, and Sheriff Bryan, then Major Bennett, Captain Whitefield, and Lieutenant Wilmer were also there. It was a great event, and their family got to be there. So a lot of them haven't seen their family in quite some time, face-to-face family. So it was a really big deal for them. It was a special event.
Well, they no doubt were maybe extra motivated to do this, and I would hope that they were just as eager to learn and to get this accomplished.
Well, it's a little different for them when they're incarcerated. You would think that they would have all this time on their hands, and so all they have to do all day long is study. But the environment that they're in is very loud. There's
not so conducive.
No, it's not. I mean, all the noises. So they have different wake and sleep schedules. So while somebody's sleeping, somebody else may be awake and making noise. Yeah. So it's not peaceful. It's not restful. They have to really work to put the time and the effort in to study. But I tell them there that once they get out, I mean, while they're incarcerated, all they have is noise to deal with. But once they get out, they've got the world. They've got family requirements. They've got jobs. They've got bills to pay. So the time for them to make the changes while they're in jail. And they do. They work hard. It is a big deal for them.
Well, that's just really, it's kind of an extension of the Adult Learning Center to be able to do that. Right, Sandy? I mean,
That's right.
You haven't always done that.
We've been in the jail. We were trying to figure that out. It's been so long. Pierce Dodson was one of the first teachers to go in, and we all think that it was been over 20 years that we've been attending the jail. So.
Well, time flies. Yeah, I remember when Pierce used to come out here, and we'd always have a lot of joking and carrying on with him.
He's a lot of fun.
Right. Well, Tracy, we haven't let you say an awful lot this morning, and by the way, Carissa, appreciate you and your story here. I mean, I just think that's really good, and congratulations on being able to instruct them and have a graduation ceremony. And of course, the bigger one is tonight at Fairview Church.
Yes.
But back to you, Tracy. Tell us a little bit more about what you do, because you play an integral, a vital role in what's going on as well.
Okay. Well, at the school, when students first come into the school, there has to be an intake process. It kind of helps us to determine where to begin that student in the curriculum. So there's some testing that actually takes place. After enrollment, the necessary paperwork, we do some assessments, and I administer those, help that student work out a plan of success, because we want that student to know when they leave our school that day that that they have a goal, that they know how this is going to work, how they can accomplish this. And that's what I try to help that student with, to make it as simple as possible, so that to know that, hey, this is the plan, and this is how we're going to help you. And, it takes commitment. And that's the main thing, is if I can just kind of make that first step and to make it smooth and make that student feel it comfortable, and to see that there's a way to accomplish that and that they can do it. Because so many times they've been told that they can't.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to help with.
Well, I know from those we've talked with over the years here about this, there's each one's got their own story and what happened and why they dropped out of school. Usually that's what has happened. They did not finish high school, but this is a way for them too. And by the way, before we get through here, let me just, Sandy, tell us if somebody is hearing this and saying, well, maybe I'd like to try this. What's the first step? What do they do?
First step is just to give us a call at 615-443-8731. You'll more than likely be connected to Miss Eileen Oldham, and she's full of sunshine, and she'll connect you over to Miss Tracy that'll tell you all about the program.
Mm-hmm. But as far as cost and all of this,
it's
we
free.
Don't have time to get into a lot, but it's free.
It's free.
All right.
Yes, sir.
You have to have some commitment time, though.
Yes, sir, it does. It normally takes, our orientation is about 4 hours, but they do have to have time to focus and commit to finishing, because it like Tracy and Chris have said, there is some study involved. So unless we do have the occasional person who is ready to take the test, however, most people need commitment. They need class time.
Mm-hmm. And what most of them say is the hardest? Is it math?
Math, absolutely.
Yes.
Would you agree with that?
I would say most people feel like the math is the most difficult,
Is
but it works out
next?
well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
English
and
would be
the essay.
Yeah.
But you do have to learn a little math and a little English. That's part of getting that high school equivalency.
That's right.
All right, we got 2 minutes. Let's talk about tonight again, because the public is invited. But of course, it's going to be a lot of friends and family of those who are graduating who are going to be the primary people attending, I'm sure. And I know in the past you've had some of our dignitaries, some of our legislators, and that sort of thing. You've got a special speaker tonight?
Yes, sir. Our guest speaker tonight's going to be Commissioner Denise Thomas. She's with the state with Workforce and Development, but Senator Pody's going to be there, Representative Susan Lynn, Representative Clark Boyd, Mr. Luttrell, of course, Sean Cavan, We're just everybody. It's a big party. It's going to be great, and we have several students that are going to be featured tonight, and their stories are just so heartwarming and inspiring.
Well, you've been director now. We established this 4 years, I believe.
Yes,
I would say this has probably been very rewarding.
It has. This has been, as Chris has said, we've finally figured out what we're supposed to do with our lives, and this is it for me, for sure.
So you enjoy this, and at least right now, not going anywhere else.
No, sir. I love it too much.
Well, it's at Fairview Church, Leeville Pike, and starts at 7:00. And what, hour and a half, perhaps?
It'll probably last about an hour and a half tonight.
Yeah, right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, you're invited, and if you're standing room only, well, you might have to stand, but
it'll be worth it. I promise.
Well, I want to thank you so much for being with us today. It's really been a pleasure to have you, Sandy Anderson, along with Tracy Moore and Carissa Henderson with the Adult Learning Center. And that is part one of Coleman and Company. We've got more, and we hope you'll keep it right here, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways thanks to Bates Ford, and get $50 off, $250 repair offer to owners of 4 to 10-year-old Ford, Lincoln, or Mercury vehicles. Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road. Now in traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. We just watched a move wreck over to the side on 24 westbound at Haywood Lane. It was out there long enough to jam up that heavy traffic flow that's coming up through there anyway. This time of the morning in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County. It's moving, but again, it's extra heavy now on 24 westbound. Leaving Murfreesboro headed towards Nashville. It's starting to load up with more volume on 24 east at Whites Creek Pike up in the Jolton area. Here comes that heavy traffic through Hermitage Donaldson on 40 going westbound. Princess Hot Chicken has new items on a new menu. Check them out. PrincessHotChicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
The cozy warmth after coming in from a chilly, pink-cheeked morning walk. The perfect man cave temperature to kick back and watch the big game. When the weather turns cold, a new Rheem heating system will surround your family in total comfort. Are you feeling it? Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
Feel year-round comfort with a new HVAC system installed by the pros at Randy's Heat and Air. We're the local team you can trust. Call Randy's Heat and Air today at 615-237-3604.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
We'll have partly to mostly cloudy skies today with showers and thunderstorms likely. Highs will be around 80. Scattered showers still continue tonight, lows in the mid-60s, and then more thunderstorms for our Friday, highs in the upper 70s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your Severe View forecast, I'm Storm Specialist Drew Richards.
Well, good morning again, and welcome to part two of Coleman and Company. We start out each Thursday at this time talking about A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction. This wonderful entity is located at 728 West Main in Lebanon, and you'll find them on the website at www.agandjohnson.com. And we usually give that phone number out because it's an easy one to remember, 615-444-0909. All right. Well, you want to do that again? 615-444-0909. Well, Hayden White is with us this morning, along with two youngsters that you have. Do you want to tell us who they are?
Yeah, I'm here this morning with my niece and nephew. They're out of school for summer vacation. And so I've got the opportunity to hang out with them today. JT, you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Oakley? That was good.
Hi.
Well, hi to both of you, and welcome to Coleman and Company. And you can watch Uncle Hayden here do a commercial this morning. What do you want to talk about?
Well, we don't have a sale this weekend, so we just want to tell everybody we hope you enjoy your weekend and keep your eye out because we're going to have some auctions coming up here soon. We've got
when you think about it, I mean, this is a holiday weekend, and a lot of people have things planned for it, and especially for Monday, and a lot of people will be closed Monday off and celebrating Memorial Day, so it's probably not the best time to have an auction.
Yeah, possibly, but we still like to have them.
You got a lot more coming up.
We've got a whole lot more coming up. We've worked on several this week, just trying to get them lined up. It takes some time to set up for an auction. Yeah. You know, we've got a lot of labor things we got to get done. We've got to clean the houses out. We got to get them presentable, and we've got to get our surveyors lined up. And we've got to get our soil scientists there. And you know, with the rain we've had the last couple of weeks, it's put us back a little bit. But we're urging to push, keep going forward.
Hayden, you could probably have done a number of things. Any particular reason you jumped in here, really following your father and then his steps doing real estate? Is it a long story?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Jay told a story at my engagement party. He said he was holding me one day when he was selling, and I kept on grabbing for the mic because I wanted to sell. And Dad always had, he was always trading something, whether it be a boat or a trailer or, something like that. And we'd always have it out in the front yard, and he'd have a for sale sign on it. Well, people would come up, I'd be like summer vacation. I'd be, Oakley's age or JT's age, and somebody come up to the door. You tell me about this trailer out here? I said, yes, sir, I sure can. I want $400 for it. He said, huh? I said, you the folks around? I said, nope, I want $400 for it. And, usually Daddy, I'd call Jay and say, hey, I offered this. He said, well, hit him about this. And I said, all right. So I go out and I say, all right, we'll take $380. And then we finally settle up. I said, well, I'll come back when your daddy's here. Well, they'd come back. My dad'd be there. I'd still be there negotiating because it was harder to say no to me than it was to Jay.
Well, that's a good story.
Yeah, and so that kind of kept on going along, and then eventually I kind of had the thought, you know what, I guess I can probably do what Jay does. And so I went to auctioneer school, and then I went to real estate school, did college while I was doing that, and I just kind of stuck with it, and I enjoy it. Yeah. I enjoy the people I meet. I enjoy the things that I get to see. I've learned a lot in the very short period that I've been with A.G. & Johnson, and, it's kind of funny because this radio over here, it's got 5 strings in front of it. And I told JT at Oakley, I said, hey, do y'all know what that is over there? And they looked at it and said, not really. I said, well, take a guess. They said, well, Oakley looked at it. She said, is that a guitar? And JT actually figured it out. He just says, that's a radio. I said, yeah, that's right, boy. So I get to carry that on and get to tell, the younger guys what that is. Or sometimes I get to educate Clay Sanders.
Yeah. Oh, well, now that's a job in itself.
It is.
Well, you do have diversity, meaning that there are a lot of different people affiliated with A.G. & Johnson who have special roles.
That's correct. That's correct. We don't just only do auctions. We've got some guys in the real estate world that just do private sales, and they're phenomenal at what they do. We've got everybody in our office has a niche, and we have somebody at our office that can communicate with you the way you want to be communicated and work with you the way that you want to be worked with.
Well, we do have this line here that I like: community trusted since 1977. Even your father wasn't around the A.G. & Johnson at that time, but you had 2 wonderful people who started this, and I think you all are continuing in the tradition.
Well, that's awful kind of you. Well, that's awful kind of you.
Well, it is good to have you today, Hayden. And again, A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction at 728 West Main, 615-444-0909, and that website, www.agandjohnson.com.
Y'all want to say bye?
Bye.
Oh, that is cute. That is so cute. Thank you much for being with us. See you next Thursday.
Thanks, Coleman.
All right. Well, that's it for A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction. Today, I want to introduce Robin Willis. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
The new person that is doing, help me out
I'm
here.
the executive director for Historic Lebanon.
All right, Historic Lebanon,
Yes.
right. And you took over from Kim White.
Kim Marks. Mm-hmm.
And Kim has been doing this for quite some time. Kim, by the way, is my niece. I don't know whether you knew that or not, and I've had her out here numerous times. But she got an opportunity to do something similar, I understand, with the state.
She did.
So that's where she is now. And tell us a little bit about yourself. You said you had been on the program a time or two.
I have.
But after 30 years, I'll be honest, I don't remember everybody. I try. But tell us a little about yourself.
Sure.
You grow up here?
I grew up in Hendersonville, born and raised.
That's close enough.
It is close enough. And then I went to school in Cookeville at Tennessee Tech. And then we've been living in Wilson County for the last 12 years, my husband and my 2 kids and I. I became involved in this community about 6 years ago, really very heavily from a volunteer perspective. I joined the chamber board. I was the special events vice chair for 3 years, and then a general board member for 1 year. And for the last 2 years, I've actually been facilitating the Downtown Lebanon Square Merchant Group. There's a group of business owners on the square that they've really come together to help work on events like Rock the Block and to promote each other and promote themselves. And so I've been helping facilitate that group for the last couple of years. So I have a lot of really strong relationships in the downtown area already. It's a really great group of people in an area that I absolutely love. So I'm really excited to make a bigger impact.
Oh, I think you did pursue this opportunity when Kim left.
I did.
And you knew her a little bit too.
I did. Kim and I worked together for probably the last 4 years. She's just fantastic. And I'm so thankful to have her as a resource. And now that she's in her state level position, she will be helping coordinate the people that are, in my position as Main Street Director. So I'll still get to work with her. When she told me she was leaving, I was so sad because I wouldn't get to work with her anymore. But then I realized we would still get to work together. So it's been great.
What exactly are you supposed to be doing? What's the mission?
What's the mission of Historic Lebanon? So the mission is the revitalization of Lebanon's public square and surrounding neighborhoods. And that encompasses a lot. So I'll tell you a couple of focus areas that we have for this year. First, I'll say that we're a Tennessee Main Street program, and we follow the Main Street 4-point approach for revitalization of an area. That's design, economic vitality, promotion, and organization. I'll just tell you a little bit about what that means. So the design piece, our design committee will be working on beautification of our Main Street area. So think about new signage and improvements to walkability, just anything that we can do to help. I don't know if you've seen, they've been there a couple years now, but the planters that are on the light posts, those were things that Historic Lebanon was instrumental in bringing in. There's some new banners and things like that. But really just, working with the city, working with other folks to make it as beautiful and enjoyable as possible for people to come and visit and to be there. And then from an economic vitality standpoint, we are going to continue to really be targeted in our engagement and support of the businesses in the Main Street District. There are so many businesses, so many new businesses, so many businesses that have been there a long time, and they're all at different levels, but just being able to help them and help them get the training that they need and the support they need. And then promotion, we have such a great story to tell of our past, our present, and our future. So really focusing more on that. And from an organization perspective, we're going to be restructuring some and also, just really deepening our partnerships with our folks like Jason, who I have with me here from the CVB and the chamber, et cetera.
Were you appointed by the mayor? How did this come about?
There was a selection committee comprised of our board members in Historic Lebanon, and so they had an application process and interviews, and then I was appointed by that executive group.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I know when I think I heard from him that Kim was leaving, and we had talked a little bit about what was going to happen. Anyway, we welcome you, and
Thank you.
Glad to have you this morning. And Jason Johnson is here, the Wilson County Convention and Visitors Bureau, to be technically correct here.
Good morning, Coleman. How are you?
Tourism's what I usually say.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm great. I am definitely just here to kind of help Robin and promote the things she's going. It's a great situation that we're in right now with Robin, because it's one of those situations where you have a director leave like Kim, and man, we loved working with Kim. She was fantastic. She was a great partner. The message that Historic Lebanon is putting out from a tourism perspective, taking that same message and just sending it out to a broader reach. She is promoting this pride and these attractions within the community. Well, I want to take that same message and I want to send it out to these 4 and 5 hour drive time markets and say, hey, look what's going on, in our area right here, right now. So to have Kim be such a great partner, and then she, like Robin said, she left, and there's that little part of, oh man, I'm going to miss her. And then when Robin stepped back in, it was not skipping a beat.
Right.
We've worked together, like I say, with the special events committees before, and also, it's a fantastic thing to keep going.
All right, we got to go to a break in about a minute and a half here. And before we do, when we go to a break, every once in a while we might lose somebody. We want everybody to know about Rock the Block. So give us a thumbnail sketch of what we'd expect.
Absolutely.
First of all, when is it?
It's next. Well, you have 2 events. One is next Friday, and then the other is in September, on September 27th.
Well, we'll talk about the one for next Friday.
Yes, next Friday, 6 to 8:30 p.m. in the southwest quadrant of the square. So in front of Poppy's, Idiot and Oscars, the Mercantile, Urban Mills, the Wellness Bar. We close down the square. That quadrant, we have a couple bands come and play. We have food trucks. We'll have some kids' activities. It's just a great free community event for people to come out and enjoy.
Similar to what we've had in the last year or two, I think.
Yes, just a complete copy-paste.
Copy,
yes.
Yeah. But you have different bands. You have a lot of the same people come and enjoy this. I've been there a few times myself, and there's not if you go home hungry, you're either out of money or it's your own fault.
That's right. That's right. We have, even just with the restaurants that are on the square, there's plenty of options, but then we bring in some food trucks, and the theme next week will be Woodstock on the Block. So we have Double Take Band and Sugar Lime Blue coming to play, one at 6 o'clock and one at 7:30.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a thumbnail sketch of that. Time for us to take a break. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
All right, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota. They have a deal designed to keep you ahead of schedule. Check out the world's #1 selling compact excavator with 0% financing going on now until the end of the year. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. I'm looking at a crash up here in Madison. It's partially blocking the right lane. 65 southbound here at Briley Parkway. It's already heavy enough trying to get down through here as it is. This time of the morning, again, that's a crash. 65 southbound at Briley. It's still heavy, but moving fairly decent on 24 westbound as you come up out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County into the Antioch area. Still moving at the moment through Hermitage, coming in from Wilson County. Now in Donaldson, it's already bunching up at times, coming past Spence Lane there on I-40 going westbound. Hey, Princess Hot Chicken is hiring at all their locations. Check out their new menu today by logging on to princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
A.G. & Johnson is your experienced real estate and auction company, specializing in residential, commercial, and personal property auctions. Did you know that auctions are a fast and efficient way to sell your property? Auctions reduce time on the market and have an exact selling date. Call us for an in-home consultation today at 615-444-0909. A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction, 728 West Main Street in Lebanon, or find us online at agandjohnson.com. Voted best auction company in Wilson County.
And we welcome you to the Coleman and Company, our final segment here for a Thursday morning. And Robin Willis is here, the Executive Director of Historic Lebanon. We have Jason Johnson, who's the Wilson County Tourism Guy. Wilson County Convention and Visitors Bureau. That sounds a little more
it sounds fancier, but we can simplify it down for us at the table here.
Well, the Rock the Block has been, we had, I believe we called it Jamming with something similar.
Jamming with the General.
It was called Jamming with the General a few years ago, and that probably, I'm guessing COVID might have put a stop to that. I don't know. Is that right? Or
Well, I think it was about 10 years ago or so that we had Jamming with the General, and then it probably 6 or 7 years ago, it became Rock the Block.
Okay.
But then we did take some time off during COVID.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, they're similar, but Rock the Block, you got one coming up next Friday.
From 6 to 8:30 p.m.
And we talked about that as we were going to the break here. But these the two bands that you've got. You want to talk a little bit more about them maybe for a minute here?
Yeah, so Double Take Band is a local band. I think everyone probably knows John Langford with Edward Jones. That's his band. And then we have Sugarline Blue, and they're kind of folky. So we have Woodstock on the Block night. We work with Jack at Jack's Guitarcheology to book these bands. He has a ton of great contacts, and so he's helped us line them up. But we're really excited to have them joining us next Friday.
Well, you have a number of sponsors, and if you want to give them a little recognition, that would be fine.
Well, first and foremost, we have Jason with the CVB. They're the presenting sponsor for Rock the Block. This is the first year we've had a presenting sponsor, and we just appreciate everything that they're doing to help support us. They did a really fun a giveaway of some Rock the Block chairs, some camping chairs. I think we're going to do another one in September before that event. But it's a cool chair with the Rock the Block logo on the back that people can come. They bring their lawn chairs, they sit, they listen to the music. We will have some seating that's there, but we want people to come and bring their own chairs and just visit for a while. But we have a ton of other sponsors. We have Liberty State Bank, Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services, the Salas Realty Group, Historic Lebanon, obviously, the Downtown Lebanon Group, that's the merchant group I was mentioning. The city, we couldn't do it without the city providing the stage and public safety and all the support they have there. The Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce, Buckeye Drugs, Raven Flight, Hawk Specialty Services, and Jack's Guitarcheology. So we have a ton of people that are working to really make this a great event for the community. It's grown so much over the last few years since I started, and it's been really fun to see people want to participate, to come, but also to make it be successful and to make it fun for everyone.
Okay, well, Jason mentioned something during the break, actually a couple of things, I guess, but would like to defer to you here and let you tell everybody what you were mentioning and the big race that's coming up at the Glade down at Nashville Super Speedway.
Yeah, Nashville Super Speedway. We're back again for NASCAR weekend. It's going to be the 28th, 29th, and 30th of June. A lot of big stuff going on there, just continuing to grow and grow. Not just with the race, but just all things surrounding the race, the fan zone weekend and stuff like that. And our involvement is going to continue to grow out there. But it is a fantastic weekend. It's one of the more popular weekends on the NASCAR circuit.
And that I mean, it was like that whole racetrack. I won't say it was dead, but there was very little seemed to be happening. They may have been doing things that didn't get much publicity and that sort of thing. But really, as far as having any big race, we didn't for a period of time there.
There was there was about a 10-year span there that it was just like for testing and different things like that. But Dover Motorsports came in about 4 years ago, got the property, and that's when they were able to sign the NASCAR sanctuaries. That was our big hurdle before then. We had Craftsman Truck Series, we had different other kind of races, but to get a true NASCAR race, to get the big guys in there to race, was the draw. And I think with us being, like our tagline here, near Nashville, miles from ordinary, with us being near Nashville and to be able to lean into that Nashville growth that we're having to get NASCAR racing back into Nashville was a no-brainer for them, and the success has been seen.
And what's the other thing? You were mentioning something while we were going to the break there.
Oh, you're talking about the Music City Grand Prix. Yeah, that's there's been a shift in venue. That is Indy race that happens in downtown Nashville. With things going on with the new Titan Stadium being built, they've now shifted that out, and that's going to be out in September at the Nashville Super Speedway as well.
Well, that's
big time.
That's a big feather in our cap.
That is a couple of big feathers in our cap.
Will
yes, sir.
that continue to be, or is this just a 1 or 2 time thing?
Not sure about that.
Yeah.
As of right now, I am probably, if I were to predict, I would say at least a couple or 3 years. During the construction process of the Titan Stadium. From there, we'll just see, what they decide.
And it could be on the popularity of it here, how that goes over.
True.
As to whether they want to continue or go back as they were.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, your scope is a little bit different, a little broader, obviously, than what Robin's is.
Well, it is broader,
but you work together well.
Sure. I mean, there are the things that kind of meld together and bleed over. You know, for example, with this Rock the Block coming up, my wife and my family and I, we'll drive down to Hilton Head, and we'll always either get right through Atlanta or get to Atlanta to stop for the night. And last year we stopped just past Atlanta for the night. We stopped at a little town in Georgia, and they had a little festival just like this. And it was almost like one of those core memories that hit with my boys. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, I went and spent, let's be honest, spent all this money and this time at Hilton Head at a beach. And Elijah's like, Dad, when are we going? Are they going to have that back again? Are they going to have that festival back there? I'm like, you're talking about going to a little town in Georgia, and I just spent a week, and that's your core memory. And that's the kind of things that hit, right, that you don't realize that the impact that the things like this make, just as much as, you know, these NASCAR weekends that we have coming in. The things like this are the things that hit people at their heart. You know, and that's what I love about this, is to be able to tell people about these things.
And we do love tourism dollars, don't we?
Absolutely, yes, yeah. It's nice for them to come in.
We don't get many tourism dollars for Rock the Block, I guess, but you get a bunch of people in here for whatever reason. If they lodge with you, if they eat with you, if they buy gas from you, and that sort of thing, they spend money, and you reap the benefit of the sales tax and others. The businesses benefit from it. And then they're gone. You don't have to build jails or schools for them.
No schools, no jails. Very little road.
To be said for tourists.
It is.
Right.
But honestly, I mean, like say the Rock the Block, the Music City Brewers Fest is coming up. All these things are just more assets that help drive people to this area. That will be the night that they spent here, and that will be the gas they felt, because they saw the movement in this community and things going on.
Yeah. Well. As far as downtown Lebanon goes, I guess maybe you have to have a heart for that a little bit to really put yourself into what you do. And how is that with you?
I'm very passionate about helping small businesses. Because we started out with a small business about 6 years ago, my husband and I did, and that's really what got me involved in the community. And I love the downtown area. That's where our office has been. That's where I've been involved. So it's just a great fit for me to want to help those businesses, help find spaces for new businesses that want to come in, help support the businesses that are there, help provide these kinds of experiences for the community to come in and see how great downtown Lebanon is, and expanding out from the square too. Just letting people experience the places that are there, so they'll want to come back, whether they live here or they live in Cookeville or they live in Nashville or they live wherever.
Well, I've been here most of 84 years. Lived out in the country for growing up, and we would come to town, you know. Lebanon has been it. I've seen so much change on that square. One time, that square was just the hub of business, and this was before you had shopping centers or Lebanon had grown and reached out. But and then for a period of time, it seemed like every other building had an antique store.
That's right. That's right. There were a lot.
So it seems to be ever changing a little bit, but
it is.
But right now, sometimes it's really difficult to find a parking space.
That's true. That's true. But there's parking over by Jason's office and at the church at First Baptist that people can use and walk, and it's not much further than walking from the Walmart parking lot into Walmart. So I like to encourage people to use those spaces, but you're right. It is busy. It's hopping.
Well, how do you envision it? I mean, things will change. We don't know exactly when or how, but they will. But I guess we enjoy it, and then hopefully we'll like the change. If not, we'll change it.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly right.
What do you say to that?
I mean, for downtown Lebanon to be what it is and to be how it's changed, again, it goes back, Coleman, to the heart of what my job is to market this area, to show people what we have, to get them to come in and spend. And you talked about the Music City Grand Prix being a feather in your cap like that. Well, I'm going to put downtown Lebanon, the Lebanon historic area, and the Lebanon merchants, I'm going to put that as just a big a feather in the cap, because for that to send out marketing and things like that, and to show something we have that's special, that's unique, that somebody says I definitely want to go there, downtown Lebanon, hands down. The businesses, the dining, the breweries. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Any changes that you're envisioning that you would even dare tell us about right now,
Well,
Rob?
there's some things in the works that I can't tell you about, but I will tell you two things that I would like for everybody to know. One, I would love for you to follow us on social media because we will be making some changes there, telling some stories of the past, present, and future, and of things we're going to be doing. So follow Historic Lebanon on social media. Also, stay tuned for our new driving tour website that will be launching shortly. That is an opportunity for people to go visit multiple sites around the downtown historic area, but also throughout Lebanon and learn more about Lebanon's history. And it's going to be really great.
Okay, well, in our last minute here, let's focus again on the Rock the Block, which is coming up next Friday, May 31st, and there'll be another one on September 27th. But next week, you've got two bands that are going to be playing.
Two bands.
And one of them we're kind of familiar with the fact that he advertises with us every Wednesday right now. Yeah. But tell us the names of those.
So Double Take Band at 6 p.m. and Sugar Lime Blue at 7:30. And if you go to our Facebook page, you'll see a little bit more information there about both of them.
Okay, well, I want to thank you all for being with us this morning. I've enjoyed it very much to have Robin Willis, Executive Director of Historic Lebanon, along with Jason Johnson, who's the Wilson County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Y'all have a thanks for being here. Have a great weekend.
Thank you for having us.
Great Memorial Day. And
you too.
We'll be back tomorrow if all goes well. And until tomorrow, I wish you a terrific day.